Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the home renovations video. I am your host, Steve. No, I'm just kidding. So let's get at it. If you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you go take a look at that. It's just our first week of progress being made, and yeah, it just kind of gets you up to date with where we're at right now. So last week we did end off with sanding, and that will bring us to painting now. And we did the 3 walls plus the ceiling, a painter's white, and then the outside kitchen wall we did kind of a mushroom cream color. The videos that I took for pretty much here on out are for the most part self-explanatory. I definitely will chime in just to let you know, but yeah, I'm just gonna have music playing. It's just kind of easier for me that way and makes things a little less awkward. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to mention, just wanted to let you know, I am human and I do tend to make some mistakes here and there. I've learned a lot of things throughout this renovation, and I think the most important part is to learn from those mistakes that you've made, so you can better yourself and better your workmanship going forward with renovations. All right, let's go. Okay, so while my dad painted this wall right here, he just got me to do some finishing work. So I was just doing the trim around the windows, and this first one went really well, and had lots of confidence after that. So I started to speed through it, and let me tell you, when you start to speed through things, that doesn't go very well. So here's where my dad's workmanship and experience comes into play. I forgot to measure out exactly how much trim I had. When I was cutting, I wasn't really cutting strategically, and I was left with a piece that I had to put together on that final right side of the long window. But it's alright, because there's not much a little bit of mud and paint can't fix. So after we took out the carpet and underlay, of course we were left with staples still in the plywood. Most guys will just take a pair of pliers and take each and every staple out on its own. My dad showed me a little trick, so he just took this scraper blade and actually just kind of scraped them out, and it saved us quite a bit of time. Now as we get to the flooring, we did start from the far side of the living room and then just kind of worked our way towards the rest of the house. My dad has done lots of flooring in his day, but each and every type of flooring has different installations and way they want you to install the flooring. This type of flooring didn't really have the greatest instructions or anything indicating on which way we should do it or how we should do it, so we kind of started off by putting every row together and then just clicking it in, but I kind of figured that this was very insufficient and there should be an easier way, so I tinkered around for a bit and I figured out that these things just pop in piece by piece. So after we figured that out, we just kind of started rolling, and we had a method where I would just install and he would just cut. So yeah. So you might have noticed earlier we were just putting together the frames on the one side of the boxes that go in these spaces there on the living room wall. Reason being is because we didn't want to have to nail the other side. It was a kind of a drop off from the stairs, and no nailing on the one side means no mudding or painting. So we were just saving ourselves from that. So now that we were getting into the kitchen space, we knew we had to kind of backtrack and go and install the flooring backwards. A little bit nervous on how that was going to go, but surprisingly those things just went in the same way, backwards and forwards, so that was nice to have happen. Alright, so after putting the last few pieces together here in the kitchen, we now have new flooring in the living room and kitchen area, and I must say I just love the way this flooring looks. I am very excited to see what the rest of this house is going to look like. I hope you guys are too. So stay tuned and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.